Which shape does the following distribution of scores have? Is it symmetrical, positively skewed, negatively skewed, or is it cumulative? Well, it's not going to be cumulative unless we do a cumulative frequency distribution. And nobody's asked us to do that here. So I'm going to eliminate this and try and identify whether or not this is symmetrical, positively skewed, or negatively skewed. And the easiest way to do that would be to graph it. I'll start off by just creating a frequency distribution. So I'm going to have, let's see, my scores are start at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I went from 2 all the way up to 7. I don't have, actually I guess I do have every kind of score in here. So how many 2s do I have? I've got 1 2, I've got 1 3, I've got 2 4s, 3 5s, 4 6s, and 1 7. So when I draw this, I'll have my 2s in there, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s. Your scores always go along the x-axis, and frequencies go along the y-axis. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so I have 1, 2, and I've got 1, 3. I've got 2 4s, and I've got 3 5s, and how many 6s? There are 4 6s. And finally, just the 1 7. Okay, so what shape do I see here? Well, our basic choices are that we can have a positively skewed distribution, or we could have a negatively skewed distribution, or we could have a symmetrical distribution. So positively skewed distributions, this is not, let me redo this one. I need to sort of exaggerate it a little bit more so it's easy to see what's happening with it. With a positively skewed distribution, you've got everything piled up on the side here, and then it really tapers off that way. The negatively skewed distribution, it's piled up here, and it really tapers off this way. With a symmetrical distribution, it piles up in the center and tapers off equally to both sides. So we have this one here. This is our negatively skewed distribution. You can see that it's generally got this kind of a shape here. So the answer is C, that it's negatively skewed. Now I took a long time to work this out by graphing it. You don't really need to graph it. What you do need to remember is that with a negatively skewed distribution, things are piled up towards the upper end. What does it mean to be piled up? It means to have high frequencies. Look at how many 6s there are. We've got the largest amount of frequency towards the upper end of numbers, not so much towards the lower end. So that also could tell me that this is negatively skewed.